Hello everyone, welcome back to the Dr. Wayne Dyer series here on the 10 principles of manifestation, 10 principles of changing your life, etc, etc. Here we are with our 5th principle in this wonderful series. I absolutely love this one, maybe even more than the 101 ways, but I find those ones super useful as well. So regardless, almost all this guy's stuff is pretty wonderful. So yeah, let's get to talking about this 5th principle. And he says this one is embrace silence. So you might first off think, embrace silence, is this like the teacher saying, hey, you, be quiet already? No, it's not, a command to be quiet, shut up kind of thing. Instead, embrace silence is really about, I would say, embracing silence. Now, I'm just going to repeat that one back. Embrace silence means embracing silence. Yeah, brilliant work right there. So embracing silence, he talks about a few different parts of it. Now, this one's a little hard to grasp if you haven't really done a bunch of meditation, or you don't meditate like every day or regularly. Meditation, people think, is way too complicated, that you need to, I need to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to get it perfect, and, the problem is I'm not doing it perfectly. I can't do 60 minutes every day. I can't do 20 minutes every day. My mind just drifts off 19 of those minutes. I must be screwing up. The only way to screw up meditation is to not do it. I recommend you start meditating like 3 minutes a day. Just close your eyes and try to focus on only breathing until your timer goes off after 2 or 3 minutes, and that could be effective on the day-to-day for just at least getting started. If you don't want to do that, try 1 minute. All it is really the practice of trying to shut up a bunch of your thoughts that just come to your mind and being able to better focus, because our minds are so not focused. As soon as you close your eyes, you will get thoughts showing up everywhere. And there are different meditations and guided meditations, and Dr. Wayne Dyer has all these ones too. But what does that have to do with silence? He says that there's this silence that's indivisible, that if we can get into this space of silence, this gap between the thoughts in our mind, that's where we make conscious contact with God, that's where we get this knowingness, this bliss, that kind of stuff. I say you can get a lot of bliss out of your purpose, but silence is a huge part, okay? If you want to know how to truly relax, I'll probably do a video on this one just because that's useful. But if you want to know how to truly relax, silence is a huge key to it. If you can just get in that space of silence, get in that space of relaxing, that can really do a huge service for your life in terms of being able to not be as uptight, as like having as many problems, all that kind of stuff. Just being able to sit back, to relax, and just close your eyes, enter that place of silence, that is a huge thing to do. Now, he says that there's this source that we all have, this silence, that how many times you cut it in half, you still get, the same thing. Just like if you cut 0 in half, you still get 0, or you cut infinity in half and you still get infinity. Whatever those kind of constants are that you can cut in half, and you will still just get the same thing over and over and over again. And he talks about how he taught at this university and had this this policy of, if you can bring me a magnet with only one pole, I'll give you an A in this class, just automatically. And people would slice the magnet really thin, but there it was. It had a dichotomy, like so many things in our world do. Good, bad, love, fear, all those kind of things. Black, white, good, evil. As I already said, good, bad. Whatever. A lot of examples of these things that we think of as being oppositional. Like, here's this one thing, here's this other thing. Hot, cold, whatever, okay? Many things that come in dichotomies. Magnets coming in this dipole effect. Now, you can argue a perspective in physics about the idea of magnetic monopoles, and that being a big part of string theory, at least to my knowledge. But basically, that being an important thing, that the world has a lot of dichotomies, so it's a little difficult to understand necessarily then having this one kind of thing instead, just having this monopole instead of dipole, basically. So, that being the perspective that we should go to our source, go to our silence, and this will give us bliss and help in our lives. Now, he talks about then how meditation can solve almost every problem. Now, this seems difficult, particularly like when we lose a relationship or a big contract or something huge that's really important to us. And we face the idea of defeat or failure. And he's saying the big important thing when that happens is to go into the place of silence. Just relax into it. And when you come out of it, you'll understand that everything's going to be okay. Now, he uses this kind of to, I believe, confirm an idea of his kind of dualist notion philosophically of the world, of this kind of outside of our mind being a spiritual being idea that he's talked about in other recordings. Accept that or don't. Just accept that when you go into silence, it really relaxes the mind. It gets it into more of an alpha state. If you really relax, you can even get into a theta state, other kind of things that can really get the brain into these deep states that can change your consciousness and really get you to rest, even when you're still awake. And this can happen in just a minute or two. So if you haven't heard Stuart Wilde's 33 principles, is it like the 33 energies? I'm trying to remember what the exact thing is called, but Stuart Wilde 33 ways of whatever, 33 energies. I think it's the 33 energies because he talks about that specifically. If you haven't watched any of that stuff, you can check out some of that. He's got a meditation in there specifically designed that can really give you that kind of notion. That material is absolutely fantastic as well. I will cover all 33 energies in some other videos, or maybe I have already, depending on when you've seen this video. So yeah, there we go. Check out that kind of stuff if you really want to get into that better state of mind. Check out how to meditate. Follow my advice of just starting with 2 or 3 minutes, because that's nothing. That's something you can do easily, and it can get you the right idea, because you will have thoughts that instantly start to spring up there. You don't need to instantly get it right. If you can have 1 second of silence, that is enough, okay? And that's what we can all go for. And the more you practice the practice of silence, or even Dr. Wayne Dyer's, getting in the gap meditation, wonderful meditations all over YouTube. Definitely watch that one. That can give you kind of the idea of silence. Now, I didn't exactly explain the deep parts of this one because this is really an experiential part. It's really hard to explain if you haven't really experienced that bliss of silence, that just, everything is just so good. Everything just feels so, that you can get to that place. It feels absolutely wonderful. One time I was on this vacation with my family and stuff, and there's so many relatives around. And it was just so overwhelming, and I had no space to myself, and it was just on and on and on, and that kind of stuff. And instead, I just went and did this meditation for this 20 minutes of Dr. Wayne Dyer's Getting in the Gap meditation. And afterwards, I felt like life was all just bliss, and everything was okay for basically the rest of the day. Now, I use this meditation on and off these days because I'm kind of busy, and I want to meditate more, but meditation can be difficult. So give it a shot. At least try the 2 or 3 minutes every day. Everybody can do that one. And the more you can get in silence, the better you're going to feel about your life and how secure everything's going. And the more confident and capable you'll be, because it really gets the subconscious mind going. It really gets it on balance, and it really gets you on your purpose better. So, yeah. Enjoy the silence, go into the silence, that kind of thing. And you can really transform your life. That is Principle 5. I will see you guys next time with Principle 6 of this series. So, I'll see you then. So, until then, stay tuned.